Hello, Gemini, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at you and your connection to the person that you are needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. Concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at all three sides of the connection, all three perspectives. So we've got your perspective toward it, their perspective toward it, and then this unbiased kind of higher level truth here in the middle. I do encourage you with these readings to think outside of the box. This very well could not be talking about a romantic reading. This could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, anyone that you are needing to learn something from at this time. The other thing I want to mention is that these sides could absolutely be swapped, especially if you're a coworker, a cross watcher. You could very well resonate more with the energy to my left than to my right. So this is for April 2023. All right, Gemini, on your side of this perspective, on your side of this connection, goodness sakes, throat chakra problems. I have growth and water. This is a very emotional connection, and it definitely brings out the emotion in you. And I feel like sometimes, I don't know, I'm just looking at this, it has a tendency to bring you down, to make you blue. But this growth card here, I also feel like this connection has been kind of going in circles, like the same kind of situation over and over again. And I feel like that the more that you enter that cycle, just feel like you are experiencing this spiral with this person, the more that you do kind of get pulled down by the emotion in it. Because I do feel that it is, I do feel like it's pretty intense. Now, this person has psychic and relief. You know, what I feel like this is talking about, and one of the Gemini love readings I did, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago or what, but it said, the title of it was like, if you only knew. Like, if you only knew what this person was thinking, you wouldn't be so worried, right? You wouldn't be so, stressed about it, I guess, is more what I'm trying to say. And so what I'm seeing here is I do feel like you are receiving psychic messages about this person. I mean, sounds a little out there, but there could be telepathic messages that this person isn't necessarily intentionally sending, but that you're able to tap into the energy because the connection is really strong. Now, the biggest thing you want to make sure of is that you're not leaning on how this person feels about you, especially through watching tarot readings and stuff like that to provide you with relief. Because when that's the case, you are still putting your energy in this person's hands. You're still allowing this connection to have control over you. Now, in between this connection, you have death with spiritual cleansing. There's some sort of a cycle that needs to come to an end in between this connection that's going to allow you, it's almost like cleanse you of the not so good stuff that this connection brought up in you. And I feel like it's I don't know, I feel like it's kind of this whole reading feels like out there in a way. Like it feels very much like a spiritual connection type reading. But let's get more. It says Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with, clarifying growth and water. This is Gemini side of the connection. Gemini side of this connection, please. Oof, okay. You know, I feel like you really opened yourself up to this person, and I feel like that ended up biting you in the booty. And now I feel like you have your heart closed off. I feel like you went, because there you are, Queen of Swords in reverse. I feel like you went from being very open, trying to be very vulnerable, to experiencing this Ten of Swords energy. Now, it's in reverse now, so I do feel like you are healing from it. But you still have your heart closed off. Not necessarily just to this connection, but to maybe love in general. Love doesn't always have to be romantic, right? So I do feel like this connection did a number on you, Gemini. And I feel like you are trying to, I don't know, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, because I feel like it really, this connection, you guys went around and around and around, over and over and over again, until it eventually just I don't know, dropped you to your knees, if you will. Let's get more for Gemini side of this connection. This is Gemini side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. You're slowly but surely coming to some sort of a breakthrough here about this. Because I feel, Gemini, like you're wanting to move on from or release this from your energy field, at least for right now. And I feel like it's been like a slow, painful process for you to get there. Is there anything else about this message that Gemini needs to see? But I feel like you're slowly but surely, it's like you're slowly like seeing the light. Is there anything else about this message Gemini needs to see? You're having to work through a whole lot of fear. And I don't even necessarily just mean like with this connection. You know, this also, because there's, wow, yeah, you have the moon and the 9 of swords right there and the 5 of pentacles. Like, this is some intense energy, Gemini. You're dealing with loss, you're dealing with fear, you're dealing with stress and anxiety and, you know, fear of the future. And I feel like what this is, I feel like you got thrown into the thick of having to do shadow work because of this connection. I feel like it just like, it brought out that whatever you had buried, whatever painful, and that's why this feels like a divine connection, because those do that to you. Like whatever you had buried in you. Now, a couple things to mention about divine connections. They're not, doesn't always mean that they're supposed to be romantic, nor does that mean that they're ever going to come back together. Okay, just clarifying that right there then. But they bring up that stuff in you that's been buried really deep. You know, the childhood trauma, relationship trauma, the, you know, all of the stuff that you essentially were needing to face and heal. I feel like this connection like brought that all up. And so I feel like you kind of had to and started dealing with it all at once. So I definitely see where this intensity is coming. That's that spiritual cleansing though. That's that spiritual cleansing this connection is bringing to your life. This connection takes away your power. The strength in reverse with the 4 of Wands, it takes away your feeling of confidence that I feel like you maybe spent a while trying to build up or just kind of have always naturally had. Like, I feel like it just has a tendency to take away your power. But I feel like it did that so that you can rebuild it in a way. Let me get more. I want more on this. The Star in reverse with the Queen of Swords in reverse. So here's the thing. Your heart, it needs time to heal from this before it can open up to giving and receiving love again. Because I feel like, again, like I saw with that first message, you really put yourself out there with this. You opened up, you allowed somebody in, and I feel like they just didn't respond to that the way that you were hoping they would. And now I feel like it's about digging yourself out of like a pretty deep hole that this person put you in. Gemini's energy toward this person, because I definitely see that you are going through it right now. Gemini's energy toward this person, please. The 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. I get more on this Emperor in reverse. You have the 7 of Pentacles, the Emperor in reverse, and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. I want to clarify this. Right now, well, hang on. Clarifying this Emperor in reverse. This doesn't feel like you. Okay, yeah, it's this energy. Okay, Temperance in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Devil in reverse. This, okay. Things had to fall apart because you needed to see, okay, hang on. How do I say this? We're talking about facing your shadow, right? And those spiritual deep connections, they do that. And that's why they're so, you feel so attached to them and you feel like your life is never going to be better until you're either able to, you know, fully detach or get back together with the person or whatever the case is. This is about you needing to face that part of yourself. Dang, this is deep. That you don't really love and learn to love it. Because a part of you is looking for this person to love you through like to see your worth, essentially, is what I'm saying. Because I feel like there's this, maybe you want them to apologize, maybe you want them to come back, maybe you want them to, whatever the case is, you're looking for the love of that part of yourself that you don't fully love through this person. And that's what these connections do. And that's why I feel like you've been so stuck on it for so long. And so I almost feel like you've put so much of your emotional like happiness in this person's hands in a way. Like you're saying, like, unless this person comes back, unless they apologize. And I feel like I said this in the last reading. I don't know. I say it in a lot of my readings. What would them apologizing change? What would them seeing your worth change? It doesn't change the way that they hurt you. It doesn't change the way they treated you. It doesn't change what they did. So why are we so attached to that, when someone hurts us? And the ultimate reason is we're looking for our worth to be seen through that person. Instead, we can just try to find that within us. And that's what these connections try to do for us. This is a very specific reading. Gemini's energy toward this person. You are closing out a really intense cycle here, Gemini. And it is a cycle of you investing in less than what you deserve. You have the Temperance, the Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse. It's almost like for a long time you have given so much of your energy away to people that you hope one day will be better for you, that you hope one day will treat you well, that you hope maybe they'll heal, or one day they'll see your worth, or one day they'll see what they lost, or whatever the case is. And that's very natural and very normal. But the hardest part about these types of connections is that any type of connection really that kind of leaves us in the dust a little bit. And I'm not necessarily saying this connection, I don't know if there was like abandonment or betrayal or what, but I feel like the hardest thing is you feel very left on your own to heal. And you feel like if, I don't know, like it feels like you feel like you're never going to get through this in a way. And I can tell you, just based on this reading, you are just closing a cycle. Like that's it. And I don't mean that's it is like, oh, this should be easy, because it's not. And when I looked up and said that, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are just taking steps on your journey. You are not losing anything. You have not lost, you might feel like it because you might have actually physically lost things and lost somebody and lost a life that you once, loved. But you have not lost anything that has the ability to make you happy, if not as happy, if not happier than whatever you lost was able to make you. And I feel like if anything in this reading, that's what you're needing to be sure of. You have not lost the ability to be happy in your life this time around, okay? And I feel like I really, really want the Geminis in this reading to see that, because this is a connection that I feel like is like over and done with. Gemini side of this connection to this person. Like you will be happy again, Gemini. And I feel like you need to know that. This person's energy toward Gemini. Okay. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sag, do not have to be, because then you also have this King of Cups. So it could be a water sign. I just saw this King of Wands first. This person, I'm just gonna put it out there, was straight up manipulative to you. I feel like both mentally and emotionally. And I feel like the things that they said to you never matched their actions. And you deserve so much better than that, Gemini. And I feel like this is about learning that you deserve better than what has gone. Okay. Dang, this is a lot. Okay. Whew. Let's jump into this person's energy. This is the person that Gemini is dealing with, energy toward Gemini. The person that Gemini is dealing with, energy toward Gemini. This is the person that Gemini is dealing with. The person that Gemini is dealing with. What does Gemini need to know about their energy? See, right out the bat, the Empress in reverse, they do not see your worth. They do not see what you are deserving of. That's the karmic cycle that exists here. They don't have any intention of putting you first. I want energy on this Temperance card. And I'm not trying to talk bad about this person. I think this person needs to heal. Clarifying the Temperance card. I feel, Gemini, because there's the King of Cups in reverse right there. This is, okay, you are waiting on this person, I feel like. Maybe not all of you. Remember, I said this is a specific reading. Somebody out there is waiting on this person to get better, and they have absolutely no intention of healing. They might tell you that they want to change. They might tell you that they want to get better, but that at the end of the day, they're telling you what you want to hear to keep you latched on. Oof. I remember when I did this Gemini reading a few weeks ago, I did not like this person's energy, and that has not changed. All right, this person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini, please. Okay, that's all of what we just saw. So hang on. It's funny because I was just thinking of the Emperor card, so I don't know if I manifested that or what. So give me a second. Those cards are supposed to come out. They will again. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini, please. Okay. It feels like I'm talking bad about this person, but this person thrives off of conflict. I feel like they don't know how to not live in chaos. And I feel like in turn, they brought chaos into your life. And I feel like because you're a very loving, open-hearted person, you wanted to help them with that. You wanted to help them. You could see where they were hurting. You could see where they were struggling. And again, that's where we start looking to try to save ourselves through other people and things like that. Because I almost feel like this person likes the control that they have over you, Gemini. And it's an ego thing, right? Now, I also feel that super isn't fair to you, right? I get more for Gemini side of this connection. Gemini side of this connection, please. They like that you're holding on to this. I feel like they can feel that you are. I also feel that they don't really want you to walk away from this. And again, I don't think it's out of love. I don't think it's out of love, Gemini. I think it's actually out of, like, where is this coming from? What part of Gemini, of the person Gemini is dealing with, is this coming from? Control. Emperor in reverse. Bam. It's coming from control. They like having the control. Bam. Get excited when tarot proves me right. So that's it. Yeah. This person has, they like control. And I feel like maybe Gemini, maybe you come from parents or other past relationships where you've always been the one who's controlled. And maybe that's where your comfort zone is. If you're not being told what to do or how to live or what's wrong with you or the manipulation, like maybe that's just what's comfortable to you. Not saying that it's good for you, but oftentimes we stay in painful situations like that because it's so hard for us to, it's predictable, right? It might hurt, but at least we know how it's going to hurt. Anything outside of that, we don't really know how that's going to turn out. And so that's really scary for us. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. Ego. Ego, 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 ego. Okay. I don't like this person's energy, Gemini. And I feel bad for them, and I feel like you do too. Because it's all a protection mechanism, right? People who, want control of people and situations around them, both positive and negative, they only do that because they don't have control over their own life, right? So keep that in mind, because it's not personal. This person's energy toward you and the way that they treat you, it's not personal. It's their own emotional inconsistencies and lack of vulnerability. This person's energy toward Gemini, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like channeling this energy very much. It's okay. Nine of Pentacles in reverse with the Queen of Swords, because there you are again. What is this Nine of Pentacles in reverse saying? There's a specific word I need to see. Let me see something really quick. You'll see me do this in my readings every now and then. Sometimes I just feel like I need materialism. Okay, that's the word. Materialism is the word I was looking for. Yeah, okay. And I feel like they choose that over genuine connections. They care more about what's on paper than what's in somebody's heart. Not saying that they don't like what's on paper when it comes to you. I'm not saying, I really, Gemini, I want you to get the hell away from this person, because I get where the attachment is coming from. It's coming from some deep-seated wounds, which I feel like we'll definitely get more of when we jump to the truth of it. But I also feel like the focus really doesn't need to be on this person or how they feel about you. It needs to be on how the hell you can get away from it, how you can heal, how you can detach. This person's energy toward Gemini, because this is some intense energy here. Yeah, they take you for granted. That's exactly what this is saying. This is taking for granted. And it's almost like, okay, let me get more on this Three of Pentacles in reverse. Clarifying this Three of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, no, I know what it's going to say. This connection would always end up the way that it did. It would always come to the same place of stagnancy. The same outcome would happen over and over because this person takes you for granted. They do not see your worth. I mean, we saw that right out the gate, right? With the Empress in reverse. This person does not see your worth. And Gemini, you deserve somebody that sees you for who you are, and you deserve to know that that person is out there, and that is not this person. Now, the fact that this is still coming up in a reading means that there is still a lot to be learned here. There's something that's needing to be learned so that you can detach. I'm not sitting here saying that you are choosing to be attached to this person. When it comes to detachment, it's a really hard thing to do. So keep that in mind. Meditate, ask for guidance. All of that'll come to you when it needs to. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to jump into the truth of this connection. You have spiritual cleansing and death. Again, some sort of cycle ending and almost like an ego death too type of thing. But any information for that's in the description box below. Thank you guys so much as always, and I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journeys moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.